A communication scholar applied the concept of diffusion to innovations and named the theory diffusion of innovations. The theory seeks to explain how, why, and at what rate new ideas and technology spread. He popularized the theory in his book Diffusion of Innovations, which was first published in 1962. But who was Everett Rogers? He was a communication scholar, sociologist, writer, and teacher. A lot of talents for one person. Rogers was born on his family's Pinehurst farm in Carroll, Iowa in 1931. His father loved electromechanical farm innovations, but was highly reluctant to utilize biological chemical innovations. He refused to adopt the new hybrid seed corn, which yielded more crop and was resistant to drought. Although he did adopt it after the Iowa drought in 1936, after he sowed the resistant hybrid corn in his neighbor's farm standing still, while his crop just wilted. Perhaps his father was his inspiration for the theory of diffusion of innovations. Rogers didn't plan to attend university until his school teacher took him and some of his classmates to Ames to visit Iowa State University. I wonder, what if he did not attend? Okay, now back to the diffusion of innovations. Roger wasn't the first to introduce the concept of diffusion. It was first studied by the French sociologist Gabriel Trade and German and Austrian anthropologists and geographers such as Frederick Ratzel and Leo Frobenius. Believe it or not, but the study took off in the subfield of rural sociology in the Midwestern United States in the 1920s and 1930s. Because of rapid advancements in agricultural technology, Ryan and Gross decided to study the adoption of a hybrid corn seed in Iowa and created a distinct paradigm for diffusion. Since then, the theory has been applied in numerous contexts like medical sociology, communications, marketing, and many others. What did Rogers do then? He synthesized research from over 508 diffusion studies across the fields that initially influenced the theory: anthropology, early sociology, rural sociology, education, industrial sociology, and medical sociology. Using his synthesis, Rogers produced a theory of the adoption of innovations among individuals and organizations. So, Rogers argues that diffusion is the process by which an innovation is communicated over time among the participants in a social system. He proposed that four main elements influence the spread of a new idea: the innovation itself, communication channels, time, and a social system. Now, innovations are a broad category relative to the current knowledge of the analyzed unit. Any idea, practice, or object that is perceived new by an individual or individuals could be considered an innovation available for study. Adopters are the minimal unit of analysis. In most studies, they are individuals, but they can possibly be organizations, clusters within social networks, or even countries. Communication channels allow the transfer of information from one unit to the other. For the diffusion to occur, there must be established communication patterns or capabilities between parties as a minimum. Time. Time is essential for innovations to be adopted. Very rarely are they adopted instantaneously. And last but not least is the social system element, which is a combination of external influences like mass media and governmental mandates, and internal influences like strong and weak social relationships and distance from opinion leaders. Enough of that. Aren't you interested in the characteristics of innovations? Some of the most common characteristics among studies are relative advantage, or the perceived use gained by the innovation relative to current tools; how compatible an innovation is with pre-existing systems; the level of difficulty or complexity in learning to use it; the trainability and testability of the innovation; the potential of reinvention, and the observed effects. Okay, I got a few questions for you. Yes, for you. Do you have connections with a broad community, a city or so? Do you visit metropolitan areas frequently? Do you have the power to create change? If you answered yes, then congratulations, you are an individual adopter. If you were given the right motivation while possessing the ability, you would have most probably adopted the innovation. The 5 stages of the adoption process are as follows. Knowledge. This happens when you are first exposed to an innovation and not yet inspired to find out more. Persuasion is the stage where you become interested in the innovation and start looking for more information. Decision. You sit and think the benefits and costs of adopting the innovation, and of course, decide to adopt it or not. There are three types of decisions. Optional innovation decision, which is made by individuals that are special and different from others. Collective innovation decision, which is made collectively by all participants. And authority innovation decision, which is made for the entire social system by individuals with power. Implementation, employing the innovation and testing how useful it actually is. And confirmation, when you finalize your decision to continue or not to continue. Roads, cars, washing machines, telephones, mobiles, the internet. We are so used to all of these innovations that we simply forget that one day they simply did not exist. The rate of adoption is defined as the relative speed at which participants adopt an innovation. Rate is usually measured by the length of time required for a certain percentage of the members of a social system to adopt an innovation. The rates of adoption for innovations are determined by an individual's adopter category. In general, individuals who first adopt an innovation require a shorter adoption period when compared to later adopters. There are five types of adopters. Innovators, they are risk takers with high social status, a lot of money, and are in close contact with innovators, which you can call in Arabic as wasla. Early adopters, they contain the highest amount of opinion leaders, again, a lot of money, high social status, but they consider the adoption and risk more carefully. Early majority, they adopt the product after a while, have above average social status, and are in contact with early adopters, although they rarely hold opinion leader positions. Late majority, these adopt innovations after the average participant, approach it skeptically, and only after a majority of participants have already adopted it, have a low social status, less money, and contacts with late and early majority, and very few opinion leaders. Laggards. Oh boy, they adopt an innovation the last. They show little to no opinion leadership, focus on traditions, have the lowest social status, least money, are the oldest, and in contact with only family and close friends. Within the adoption curve, at some point the innovation reaches critical mass. This is when the number of individual adopters ensures that the innovation is self-sustaining. Is it time to take things a little bit more complicated? Well, as there's no much time, might as well just get into it. Heterophily and homophily, familiar words, huh? Well, homophily describes the degree of similarity in different areas between individuals. Surprise, surprise, we tend to interact with those that are more similar to us, and we are more affected by them. So, homophily helps diffusing the innovation. However, use with caution, as too much homophily will kill diffusion of innovation and changes in behavior, because you're both just too identical and none of you will seek change. Oops! Rogers offered some adoption strategies. One is when a respected individual in a social network adopts the innovation and motivates others to follow his track, what we would now call as product endorsement. Another strategy is injecting the product to a group of people who would readily use it and offer positive reactions, or what we now experience as product reviews. Now, let's discuss our study. We studied the diffusion of online shopping in the United Arab Emirates, and we found, after surveying 100 university students, that 82% have already used online shopping. 46.6 of them spend less than 100 dirhams a month on online shopping, and only 3% spend more than 500 dirhams. The majority of the students use online shopping because it offers a wide variety of products and brands, and around 20% use it because of recommendations of family and friends. Most of those that still have not yet used online shopping have not done it because they prefer traditional shopping. I bet you they have no cars to park. And the biggest percentage of online shopping users have started using it more than 2 years ago. Well, what do the experts say? MasterCard conducted a survey that found that online shopping users in the UAE increased from 29% in 2009 to 42% in 2010. The growth is led by individuals in the age group of 25 to 44 who would be 31 to 50 today, which pretty much explains the absence of early adopters group in our survey, as it was conducted with university students who were just too young to shop online a few years ago. Ronaldo Mashhour, CEO of Souq.com in the UAE, told Al Shurfa in 2012 that their website has seen huge growth since the beginning of the year. Mashhour said that their discounts are what draws the customers, and that, my friends, was back in 2012. Gulf News reports about an online shopping behavior survey of 3,000 respondents from 6 countries across the Middle East. The survey was carried out at the end of 2013 and showed that over 50% of those surveyed indicated that they access the internet for online shopping. Experts predict that the number of online shoppers will keep increasing further because of the improvements in the security of online payments and the ease of shopping online. Phew, this journey was definitely an interesting one. However, I think I need to recharge my battery right now. Thank you for making the trip so much more fun.